Now you imagine, right, if we hadn't have been ruled by these people who wanted it all for themselves, right? If we had have just shared from the beginning, what would our world look like now? If we hadn't spent decades and decades spending all of our earthly resources and manpower on medical stuff and military stuff, ways to keep us down, ways to keep us in control. If we hadn't have been ruled under those things of you've got to get it for yourself above other people, even today, just now, if we put all of the resources and manpower that are currently being spent on this planet on trying to kill people, or building machines that could very easily kill people any old time without asking the permission of those people, right? If we just put that back into the pot and shared it between everybody, what kind of world would we have like that, straight off? It's like I do videos in my bedroom. You know, this is where I've found myself to be the most comfortable. If you do want me to do a talk anywhere, I can tie this all together, you know what I mean? It might run over a bit. But, you know, I work for free, just get me where you are, I'll do my speech. Well, get me back home again, obviously, that's always quite handy. One thing I've had quite a bit over the time is people have said, oh yeah, people have tried that before, and it's called communism and it didn't work. What we have to do with this planet is not called communism. What we have to do with this planet has never been attempted anywhere on the planet yet. It is nothing short of a polar shift. We literally have to change. Not jiggle a few numbers this way, jiggle a few numbers that way, adjust some statistics. No, change. Complete. On its head. Polar shift. Reversal of thinking. We've been lied to about what we are. We've been lied to about the way we should behave, because from the year dot, we've been ruled over. Now, the rulers of our world have been very, very, very clever, because they are also the people that get to say what it is we're educated in, which is why we'll always say, oh no, Winston Churchill, fantastic man, because the people who are on the side of Winston Churchill, who want everything for themselves, want you to see him as good, then you'll see them as good too. It's wrong. Nobody is above anybody else, right? I am not saying we all want mansions, right? A standard of living that's fit for everybody, you know, and it is simply done. The reason it's not done at the minute is because we're educated in all sorts of niggly-pigglies, and when it all ties down to the fact small group of elite people want everything for themselves, and they educate us to be greedy. And look where we've gone. We've supposedly been to the moon, right? But at the very, very least, we've stuck thousands of satellites off our planet, littering it up in a cloud of debris, right? We look like a big space pincushion, right? I wasn't asking if any of them could go up. If I'd have been asked, I'd have said, well, that's just silly waste of metal. When you're saying you want £2 a week to put water pipes in Africa, why don't we just not do that and do that? These are the people that have run the world. But the point is, right, no one but them ever benefits, because these people who have it all, not saying they're satanic, but they're definitely not godly. Definitely not godly. And if you're not godly, if you're definitely not godly, whereabouts you fall? And if you're definitely not godly, how can you call yourself the head of the English church? And because you educate us to see it as normal. Our world is complete nonsense. What we actually, the lies that we stick, and if anybody, you know, and we're encouraged to tell lies to each other. We watched some Coro yesterday, and literally it was just everybody was lying to everybody else, and because we see the benefit in telling the truth. You know, when people tell a lie and you can see it like that, it's like, well, If you just said, yeah, blah de blah, this is what happened, that'd be it done. But obviously you've got to keep the ratings going up. We're watching that thinking, oh yeah, that's the correct way to behave with each other as a species. Tickety-boo, I'm going to go out and slap my bitch up. Ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And we are pathetic for taking it if we don't change it. You know, viral me. You know, I don't want money out of it. I don't want to be famous. I'm just in my bedroom, right? But I do know that I am telling you the truth. So if you hear me, please pass me on. You know, the more people that know what they're doing to us, the more we can just say no. And all you've got to do is want to try. The numbers aren't meant to add up. They are not designed to add up. The people who hold the numbers are the people with the room full of gold, the bankers, the people who run this world are the ones that control us all. What do we get from saying, oh yeah, well that was last week, yeah, I forgot about that now, I've got work to be doing. You know what I mean? They keep us busy, constantly chasing the numbers. We don't ask questions. We need to start asking questions, and we need to demand some answers. The amount of shit that didn't add up on 9/11, and they got away with it because they told us we were wrong. You know, George Bush apparently said, my daughter wrote it down, she takes notes for me as well, bless her. He said we must never tolerate outrageous conspiracies regarding 9/11. So he's saying to the country there, don't listen to conspiracy theorists, listen to me. Now that's what we did. We were wrong, weren't we? In England we have a red button which you can press to do all sorts of things with your TV. View a different tennis match if you're watching Wimbledon, look up the horse racing statistics, or play a little game. You know, there's lots of things you can do with the red button. And yet we can't vote with it. But we're meant to be uber intelligent creatures. You can pay money through it, you can vote for a TV programme through it. Yeah, you can put some money through there. Why can't we be as, like, you know, we've got this many resources on our planet, right? Our goal, everybody gets at least minimum housing, comfortable minimum housing within the next 10 years. Everybody on the planet, if they want it. Right? The volcanoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, floods, you know what I mean? What our planet can do, she's crying out from underneath. You're killing me, and we're not listening. And I'm insane for wanting that stopped. But the people who are the same ones are the ones that are bombing it. What has to be done is so severe, the world has never known anything like it before, right? But it will work, I promise you. And the reason we don't already have it is because these people who've educated you to see them as actually superior, when technically none of us are. We're all born naked and alone, own two hands, earth's bounty to do stuff with. That's all any of us. In the eyes of the planet, we are identical and we are equal. And yet we do not treat each other that way, and we do not see ourselves that way, because we've been educated by these people to see them as superior. We have class systems and stuff like that. You're a human being, you dopey sod. You've got arms, legs, head, you know, you procreate, you laugh, you know, you fart in the morning. We are not different. They have educated us to see each other as different so that they can get away with it. There will be no change until we change it, and it is nothing less than completely changing the way that we behave as human beings.